Welcome to ADlib&D. We're a group of amateur role-playing enthusiasts running a weekly livestream D&D 5e game with a twist. The viewing public can vote on a large group of random concepts before the episode takes place. Once tallied, the DM will select 5 of the 10 most popular and tailor that episode of the game against the chosen ideas. Anything can happen, no episode will be the same. You can find out where to vote on the Filthy Pig Discord server, which you can find below as with one of the links. Now, it's been a few weeks since we've had one of these episodes, so I'll try and cover the immediate history before we get into the game. The party has still been in a bit of a forming stage. Unfortunately, Jace is still not a full-fledged member, but I'm sure that'll change in the immediate future. They have taken a couple of jobs. One was to sort out some brigands to the north that they cleared out a little while ago, and then they went on an investigation about some tinkers who one of the tinkers, their star performer, perished to some sort of strange ceremony, and they found the culprit, and while they were doing that they were transported to some sort of different location, and they came back. They had to deal with all these snooty elves while they were there, and they came back, and now they are on another quest because one of Jace's bit of history has come back to haunt him. There was a bounty hunter chasing him down, and they decided to take the front foot and chase down Jace's old enemy to clear the score once and for all. While they're on their way there, they heading towards Jace's old enemy, they stopped over at a town called Alvis, where they were involved in a few party games, and there was a bit of a celebration going on. And at the end of the night, one of the respected elders there, Mr. Elder Wendigo, perished in similar circumstances to what had happened to the tinker that they investigated earlier. Some energy balls appeared, and he disintegrated into ashes. They managed to secure Alvis, and the town was thankful for what they did eventually, and they chased up on the clues that they found there to travel to a distant cave where they found some cultists and some undead. So they've reached a large chamber, traveling through a few of the cave tunnels, and have come face to face with some sort of summoning circle, and some energy balls, and some more undead. So the party is standing. I believe they haven't made their presence known yet, but they might be able to get a surprise round on these cultists, or possibly talk to them, depending on what they want to do. Tonight, TD, who's playing Alarak, is unavailable, and I will be running his character at this point in time. So I'll just get you guys to indicate what you're wanting to do, whether you're wanting to get the jump on these foes, or whether you want to talk to them.
I think we get the jump on them. What do you reckon, team?
Yeah.
Wait. What happened to Dan? Dan was... We found the other room, and I tackled him before he left, because he tried to take off, and I tackled him. Did he take off still?
Yeah, we sent him off with some evidence to stop people being poisoned in the town.
Because we took the vial of the beer, the poisoned beer.
So
right.
In your investigations here, you came across an alchemist desk with some large barrels of beer that you found were actually beer filler, so they seemed odorless when you opened them, and you actually spilled all the contents and filled up one of the vials, empty vials you had, so you can use it as evidence. But it didn't smell like anything. It looked like it was some sort of cheap supplement to stock out beer. But from what you felt, this would quite possibly be toxic. So you've sent Dan from the local militia who was trailing you guys, who actually led you to this cave to start with, and he's heading back home to inform the rest of the militia of what's happening here and hoping to stop any more beer barrels from being sent away from Alvis.
Because that was the stuff that the caravan people that we were traveling with were packing onto their crates heading back to our hometown that I forget the name of now.
Medano.
Yes. Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm yeah, okay. Let's quiet. Let's get the drop on these guys.
Okay. So if you wanted to get the drop, we'll just where you are at the moment will be good, but can I get everyone to roll initiative, please?
Oh, I appear to have used up my 20 for the night. I rolled a 20 plus 3 is 23.
Well, I hope I roll. That was my one low roll for the night. I rolled a 2.
I have actually rolled, but it seems to be taking its time.
We'll let it think about things.
I see.
I think I got a 10 modified.
I'll roll for Alarak as well. Alarak gets a 9. If it's not coming up, I'll so it shows 10 on your chat screen, does it, Jay?
No, it's host connection lost. Reconnected to host. Do you want me to just roll again, see if that works this time?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, there we go.
So that took. Okay, Riki, you are first up. You catch the sight of some acolytes out the back, or cultists out the back of the cave, and they're dimly lit with some candles around some sort of summoning circle. And you do notice that some sort of creature is forming out of that summoning circle at this point in time.
Ooh, alrighty. Well, I don't like that. I feel kind of uncomfortable. So I sneak my way just to the point at which I've got eye line, which would be about there, is that right?
That'd be pretty close, yep.
Okay, and I fire off a fireball.
Whoa!
Right into the center of where those cultists are, because I don't like the idea of what's forming in there, and I want to feed it a nice explosive thing. So I aim the fireball where it's going to cop as much carnage as possible. Yeah, that'd do.
So yeah, you'll be able to get to that energy ball that has a defensive saunter at the moment.
Alright, so I'm just targeting them all.
So everything in the middle around the summoning circle and that red energy ball that has a defensive saunter.
Do I also target the chillborn zombie?
You may, yes.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Wow, that's a lot of rolls, and there's a couple of successes, but mainly failures. So the ball sails out, and there seems to be some sort of a ripple effect near the summoning circle. It explodes, and you see the cultists manage to attempt to duck out of the way a little bit. Even though you feel that they didn't duck out, they seem to be moving quickly within this sort of ripple effect, and nevertheless they fail to dodge out of the way. So you can roll your damage. So with that, the fireball explodes, and it scorches all the cultists around the circle. They explode and crumple down in a horrible mess of char and burnt bone. The chillborn zombie manages to survive and looks off to you in anger, but the small red energy ball dies as well.
Okay, and I use the rest of my movement to sneak back as far into the tunnel as I can behind the other people, because I think I've just probably made a whole lot of people a little bit angry.
Do you think they saw you?
No, I was very subtle.
Excellent.
What was that light?
Hope. It was hope.
Okay, so now the Corruption Corps, since this is a surprise round, doesn't get to act. And next up is Alarak. So, not one to hold back, although he does seem to like to dance in, attack, and then move back, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's going to charge in directly towards the ogre zombie and calls out, I think I'll try and hold them back somewhat, so you guys have an easier time of using your keeping back and not being injured. So he races towards the large ogre zombie. And he will... Okay, so he will use his planar warrior and do his attack there. And it carves down against the ogre zombie, and it roars in frustration, but it's still standing. Jace, you're up.
Okay, so Jace is going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the ogre zombie.
Okay.
Actually, tell you what, he'll close with the ogre zombie first, just with the hopes of getting a opportunity attack if he does flee. A zombie's immune to fear.
I'm sure you'll find out.
I don't know. Maybe Jace is just going to stay back a little bit and then cast it.
Okay.
Level 1.
And he fails. So with a failure, that means he moves it with his reaction, correct?
With his reaction, yes. Uses his reaction, move as far as its speed allows away from me. And he takes some psychic damage as well.
So you can roll the damage as the ogre zombie roars. There's at Alarak for slashing down at him. There's some whispers around his ear that Alarak hears, and the zombie turns around left and right and sees nothing, and then they start to screech in his ear, and he runs in fright away from them. So Alarak sees that as a golden moment to strike down against the ogre zombie. And he slashes at its backside as it runs away. Are you moving at all?
No, I think I'm happy where I am. Thank you.
Okay. Wubani, you're up.
Okay. Is there light coming from within this cave?
So there is candlelight around the summoning circle. Outside of that, there's a couple of dimly lit torches around the outside.
Okay. So I will, having seen Riki come up, I'm going to move up there and I'll be like, danger? Should I attack?
Yes, energy balls and a great big zombie.
And not those energy balls again. I'll continue to move up then. And when I get there, I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to huck my torch. Not at anything. I'm just going to throw it in there. And then as soon as I throw it in there, I will start doing the vocal and somatic moves to cast a fog cloud.
Okay, so throwing the torch will be an action to do, so you won't be able to cast a spell at the same time.
All right, then I will bonus action put a shield of faith on myself.
Okay.
That is this one.
That it is.
Okay, so that's all I will do.
All right, Riki, you're up again.
All right. So I am feeling buoyant with the last fireball spell, and I think I can probably pull off another one.
Oh,
So I look into the room and I target the spell so it hits the corruption corpse. Can I target it so it hits the corruption corpse, ogre zombie, and as many of the yellow energy balls as possible? So not the
You'll be able to hit everything except the one to the north.
So not the chillborn zombie, but everybody.
No.
Yep. Okay. So I go for the energy balls, the ogre zombie, and the corruption corpse. And wait, I do technically need to move before I can do that as well. I probably can't fire it straight through solid rock. As awesome as we are.
Wait, you just bend it around.
I do. It's a curveball.
oh, Riki save.
Yeah, did I just target myself? What happened with that?
You might want to fix that before you do the damage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
don't
good
target
idea.
yourself.
Sensible advice. Don't fire a fireball at your own character.
Okay, so the ball explodes around and it takes a couple of the small energy balls, but the ogre zombie still stands, and the larger energy ball and the corruption corpse get torched but remain standing.
Okay, and I sneak back into as far as I can, back into the tunnel, because I'm pretty sure I've made even more creatures cranky at me.
You can
You think
sneak
they saw you?
as well as you can, considering you've released a giant ball of fire at them.
It's more pantomime sneaking. Like I'm bending my knees, I'm flailing my arms out, sort of Jim Carrey pantomime sneak style.
Good to know. Excellent. All right. So the corruption corpse, recovering from its momentary surprise, pulls out a chunk of its burning necrotic flesh and throws it towards Alarak, hoping to hit him in the face, or possibly anywhere else apart from his loincloth. But it bounces off his loincloth, which is surprising, but nevertheless, that moves a little bit back.
The magical loincloths of attract missiles.
it's good, isn't it? Meanwhile, the zombie that had just appeared in the summoning circle moves towards the closest target, which is Alarak. Wabani and Alarak would notice that this summoning circle, now that the cultists aren't around it, seems to be behaving erratically. There seems to be arcane flashes and loose arcane energy arcing around it. So it hasn't stopped, but it's looking like it's behaving erratically.
Riki, you broke the summoning circle.
So were you planning on keeping it intact?
As long as it doesn't explode and kill us all, I think it's not a bad outcome. But
Is that
how
a
confident
bad
are we
thing?
about that one?
I have no experience with this. Is this bad?
I'm sure you'll find out. It'll be fine, honest. Um,
Well, usually I didn't like the cultists, and they seemed pretty attached to the circle. So I thought, well, what if I smash it or burn it?
Usually a sound approach.
You're just. I think you're just lucky that this cave is pretty much stone, so you're not setting fire to the arena that you're fighting into.
It's refreshing to not be surrounded by trees, can I say?
Meanwhile, the small red energy ball that is a little bit shorter than its brethren moves up towards Alarak and attempts to burn him. And succeed.
Does that wisdom come from Bindi?
Must be. She's pretty wise.
Riki, you're standing there watching the combat happen in front of you, and then you feel some sort of rotted hand hit you in the back, dealing some damage, and you look around and you see some sort of hand receding away from the wall nearby.
Guys, watch out, the walls have creepy hands.
And they don't want to keep them to themselves.
Do they form eyes and noses and mouths and talk to you?
I hope not. I really hope not.
Okay, so the other ball moves up towards Alarak and hits him as well. And he is splashed with the searing acid. Jace, you see behind you the stone wall ripples, and then a zombie appears right next to you. Oops, that's 6 damage.
It's not a Dan zombie, is it?
It's not a Dan zombie, no.
Thank goodness.
It just seems to be one of hard to describe. His flesh is rotting away. It looks like he's wearing peasant's clothes. It seems to be a male.
So this wall rippling business, is it like it's an illusion, or the stone itself was giving way?
It seems to ripple like a stone hitting a surface of the water.
Oh, wow!
I'm sure you can investigate to see if it is an illusion or not. Meanwhile, Alarak, now flanked by 2 of these creatures, takes a step back and then tries to slash down on the energy ball to his north. And he cuts down the small one and calls back, "Hey, I could use a bit of help, guys." Although he hasn't taken much damage.
You've got the amazing loincloth of attract missiles.
Jace, you're up. Okay, so Jace has decided that the new zombie is suddenly the pressing importance, and he turns around, draws his rapier, and takes a stab. Oh, that's a hit. And he fires up with some psychic blade.
Okay. And it stands. It still stands. That's one tough zombie.
It does seem that way. Alright, I think that's probably all he can do right now. Does anyone look like they need a bit of healing? Probably not at the moment.
No, I think I'm good for now.
I'm focused on what's in front of me. I didn't hear you.
So, Riki, now that you've seen the first strike that seems to have come out of the wall, you're a bit more prepared, and another one seems to slash at you, and you see this arm seems to appear out of the stone wall behind you, slash at you, and then fade away. Let's see if it hits first. It looks like it's hitting at the moment, unless you want to use shield. It's an AC of 20.
I want to use shield, thank you very much.
We'll see if it's effective first. What's your AC?
My AC is 13.
Okay, so shield wouldn't have any effect. It would still hit.
Yeah, but it still gives me... well, I guess I could cast it next time I get hit as well, can't I?
Yeah.
But would I know those numbers?
Well, it depends. Some people would say no, others would say yes. I'm happy for a little bit of metagaming there. Wabani.
Okay, I walk up and I will start making the vocal and somatic moves to cast my fog cloud. So, a little bit south of where I threw my torch. So I'll cast fog cloud there.
Okay. So now you guys have no idea if anything's coming out of the summoning circle.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Well, Barney, what was that?
I'll look at Jace. Or not Jace. I'll look at Alarak. There, Alarak. You see, that was a smart move. They can't see us now.
And we can't see them, Wabani.
Shush, Jace. You're still an intern. There's lots of logic to this.
Out of the fog cloud, the ogre zombie walks towards you, Wabani, menacing you with this large morning star, or just this great piece of wood with spikes sticking out of it. But he doesn't manage to attack in this round. Riki, you're up.
Did he just before you do that? Because I'm not paying attention to what was going around behind me with those guys, just other than they're talking. Did I notice that as he walked through the fog, whether he seemed to be hindered by it at all?
No. Well, fog cloud doesn't do that by default.
No, I know, but I'm wondering, did he look like it? He just brushed past it because, what I'm trying to determine is does he have a sense that he relies on other than his sight as well?
Oh, it's make a wisdom check.
Okay. Oh, 24.
Okay, so when he walks out of the fog cloud, there's a look of not bewilderment, but it's like a bit of a hunter-seeker sort of look to it, so trying to find things. So you surmise that it would be affected by the fog cloud, but since you guys weren't doing any sort of active form of hiding, it knew where you were and was able to walk up to you, and it seemed, even if it is an undead face, it seemed almost relieved that it got past the fog cloud.
So I'm going to look confident as this was exactly what I expected, not being pretending that I'm not surprised at all that just happened.
Good to know.
All right. Can Riki see the second zombie that attacked her?
No. It seems to the wall there seems to ripple back to what it was before. So
okay.
All you can see is a wall. But you can spend an action to investigate and see if it's an illusion or not.
I don't think so. So I'm going to, not while the zombies are right on top of me. So I've got one zombie that I can see and one zombie that I can't see, but that just attacked me with a hand-to-hand action, right?
Correct.
So how do I target that second zombie because I can target the first one, but I'd like to target them. I would like to cast Thunderwave in the direction that it would target both Zombie 2 and the mysterious unseen zombie.
Oh, okay. So Thunderwave you can use without any target. You can just say, I'd like to target these squares.
Okay, I would like to target the squares Zombie 2 and squares to the west on the map.
Yep, that's fine. Okay, so just target the Zombie 2 and then roll another d20 to... actually, no, I'll roll a save for it, actually. So just hang on. So just target Zombie 2 for now.
Alright, so I've targeted Zombie 2. I'm going to cast Thunderwave.
Alright, so roll damage. So Zombie 2 collapses to the ground, but you hear that Thunderwave seems to have connected with the other one, but it seems to have done less damage, as it was difficult for you to get a decent beat on it beyond the wall.
It's hard for me to know. Can I step away from that wall without creating an attack of opportunity?
You get a feeling that you probably will provoke an attack of opportunity, but you can still use your shield.
Yeah, so
as a reaction to avoid any more damage.
So that Zombie 2 is dead. So I'm going to move down towards our meat shield people.
Okay, so when you do that, you provoke from 2. So I'll just roll their attack. The first one, the claw swipes past you but misses. And the second one just connects. Would you're throwing up shield? Definitely. Okay, so it looks like it's going to hit you, but at the last moment you throw up an arcane barrier and it bounces and slides off.
Okay, and that's now gives me additional 5 points to armor class for the rest of the turn.
Yep, until it comes to your round again.
Yep.
Okay, what does the corruption corpse do since it can't see? Okay, it's going to attempt to target Alarak at this point in time. But it will be at disadvantage. And it's a failure. So a ball of horrible flesh sails past Alarak and slams against the wall near Wabani.
Oh, not the ogre? Come on.
Meanwhile, the Chillborn zombie comes out of the fog nearby, but doesn't attack. And another zombie comes out of the wall as it ripples towards you, Jace.
It probably just wants to say hello.
It reaches out its hand to shake your hand, but you seem to duck out of the way.
Is it female shaped?
I did the thing where I reach out to shake his hand and then I pull it back and brush my hair back instead.
And it falls over in insecurity.
Okay, so the medium green energy ball is going to attempt to hit Alarak again at disadvantage. And fails as well. This one sprays acid against the loincloth and it sort of melts it a little bit, but otherwise is ineffective. Alarak, meanwhile, he takes a bit of cold damage since he's in the aura of the Chillborn zombie. takes 6 damage as the chillborn zombie, the cold sort of emanates out of it, and he sort of staggers under its presence. But then he lashes out at the ogre. And he scores a critical hit. I think that's going to kill it. He carves it. He sort of swings his glaive and severs its head. And the ogre zombie sort of stands there for a second, not knowing what to do. And then it collapses to the ground.
Woohoo!
Jace, you're up.
Okay. Jace's just going to move a little bit towards the party, but staying within range of the zombie threat. Then he's going to he'll lash out at the zombie with his rapier.
Okay.
And follow up with psychic blades. And Jace looks around and he sees that Riki's quite badly injured, and he throws a healing word in her direction.
Thank you.
So don't forget to roll your hit die.
Yep, just done. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
The next zombie seems to walk out of this wall and slash out at you, Jack. But misses. Although, would that have hit before?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it would have. Okay, so it hits you in the back.
In the back?
Well, you're healing Riki at the moment.
Oh, okay. It's just a bad look to have wounds on your back, you know.
Okay.
No one will ever think that you've been hurt running away, Jace. Don't be crazy.
Wabani, you're up.
I kind of I kind of swagger in my confidence a little bit north, and as I kind of give a look to Alarak, and I put up my thumb and I'm like, hey, and as a bonus action I hit him with a healing word. Like very Fonzie style.
Hey, is your healing word?
That's my healing word somatic move. My thumb comes up, kind of just thumb flick, and the healing word smacks into him.
That's too cool.
And then I'll sacred flame the chillborn zombie.
Okay, actually, you do also take damage as you started your turn in its aura.
I took damage?
Yes. No, I'll
Damn
roll it.
Aura?
There we go. It's an aura that seems to emanate about 10 feet out from it.
You got to give Alarak his healing hit dice too.
I did.
Oh. Okay. And then with my sacred flame, I smack him with my sacred flame.
I did not realize I was moving into the aura.
Not as good as it could have been. That was my turn.
Yep, Riki, you're up.
Okay, so I think
Actually, you get the damage from the aura as well.
Oh, I think that's crap. Okay.
There you go, 5 damage.
Hooray! Because we can't leave us feeling too secure or happy with how this combat's going. Okay, here we go. So I'm not happy that there's another bloody zombie in front of me. So let's see what we can do about this. I'm not going to cast Ice Knife. My party will be happy to know, because that's embarrassing when it accidentally blows up in our faces. But I'm pretty sure...
How about Fog Cloud? That's another useful spell you could cast.
That'd be good fun. Let's just make everybody blind.
Is Jace actually saying that out loud, or is that Namtar that's saying that? Because if it's Jace, well, Bonnie looks at him when squints his eyes down and kind of sways a little bit.
You're swaying in Jace's direction.
Say what?
Okay, I'm going to cast Burning Hands in a way that it targets the Chillborn zombie, but nobody else.
I reckon you can do that. Yep.
Alright.
Okay, it manages to duck out of the way a little bit, but you can still roll for half damage. So it torches the Chillborn zombie somewhat, but it is still standing. A little charred. A little hurt.
Okay, I really cannot do much apart from sit tight. Otherwise I'm going to provoke. Alright.
Okay, Corruption Corpse is going to go for Alarak because he hasn't moved. And fails again. Okay, Chillborn zombie. Who's he going to go after? Alright, since it received the flaming hands from Riki, it turns to you and attempts to hit you. But amazingly, you duck out of the way. It seems to have still been suffering from the fiery might of your arcane magic. Meanwhile, Zombie 3 moves up and attempts to hit you again, Jace. And hits you for a low level of damage. Medium energy ball moves out of the fog. Sort of starts tailing you, Wabani, but lashes out at Alarak. And Alarak is not expecting this, and it splashes against his chest and burns deeply, and he staggers under the assault.
Did the splash hit his beard?
It starts melting the beard away.
Oh no!
Alarak staggers under the aura of the cold damage as well. Seeing that the Chillborn zombie seems to be on its last legs, attempts to lash out at it. But fails to connect. And he grunts in frustration. Jace, you're up.
Shame on you, Alarak.
Firstly, you take the aura damage. Because that's just fun. Alright, Jace, you're up.
Okay. So Jace is going to see if he can finish off Zombie 3.
Okay, you're hitting with your rapier.
Yes, I've hit it with the rapier and channel some psychic energy down the blade.
Okay, so you sink your rapier into its chest, and actually into its head, and you think that, oh yes, this will do it, and the psychic energy sort of ruptures a hole in its head, but it looks like it's going to fall, and then rights itself and stands there, teetering.
Oh dear, I hate zombies. Okay, Jace is going to cure himself. So he anticipates he's going to cop a bit of a beating the next round.
Okay, zombie 1 slashes out at you, but misses. Wabani, you're up and you take some aura damage. Oh, the fog cloud goes away.
No, that's stupid. All right.
Oh, you couldn't have done. Actually, your fog cloud, once you cast it, the Shield of Faith would have gone anyway. But that doesn't matter.
Oh, yes, they're both concentration too. You are so right.
I didn't realize that at the time.
Don't I?
But hey, guess what? You get to see a couple more zombies walking towards you.
So, what I do with these zombies that are coming, I will quickly move here.
So is this are you provoking, or what are you doing?
Yep.
Or are you doing your fancy monk stuff to disengage with a key point?
If I do that, then because it's not a bonus action. Oh, wait a minute. Is it?
Well,
it is.
Yeah,
okay,
it is
yeah, I can
action,
do that.
Yeah.
I can do that as a bonus action. So yes, I will spend a key point and do that so that I...
Not patient defense, it's...
Sorry, Step of the Wind.
Step of the Wind, yeah.
So I Step of the Wind, disengage and get over there. And I grab onto my Hunga and I hold it forth and I will try to turn these buggers.
Okay.
So these guys are not.
It's a range of 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah. That's 35. Wow, it's not letting me click zombie. Oh, there it is. So zombie 1. Oh, they would all be in that range then.
Yeah, it looks like they're all in that range.
Okay.
You might have to put the other one in. Again, the torch zone. Sorry, I just deleted them all.
Oh, you deleted my torch.
That's okay.
All right. I threw it somewhere over here. Is it right? That's 20. That's 20.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. And I say my prayer to Donaru. Please be listening, Donaru. Make this work for me. Don't embarrass me.
As you hold up your symbol, you hear a loud thunderclap emanate from you. A sure sign that Donaru is listening. Okay, so Chillborn saves, and Corruption Corpse number 2 saves. Everything else fails.
So I'm just going to dump it on everyone, and you can remove the one that shouldn't have it. Unless it does get it all. Oh, it did take care of it all. Yep. Cool. Fantasy Grounds, you're awesome.
So turned means that they run away as much as possible.
It says Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turn trying to move away, to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. It can only do a dash action to try to escape.
There's no DC on the undead. That's just for destroy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. So that's your turn. So the light shines, and these creatures shun away from it.
That's right. And I feel really proud. And I say, "Thank you, Donaru." No, I'd say it loudly. "Donaru be praised."
So is that a concentration ability or not? I don't think it is.
No concentration.
So that chillborn zombie runs away from you, whereas the corruption corpse nearby seems unaffected and targets you. It pulls off a bit of its flesh that drips with some sort of black ichor and throws it at you, hitting you in the chest.
Asshole.
And the ichor oozes down.
Jesus. Big asshole.
Riki, you're up, and you take that damage from the aura nearby.
Where's the aura coming from, sorry?
The chillborn zombie to the southeast of you.
Well, that just answered the question that I had. I'm going to cast Burning Hands in its general direction again.
And it is ash.
Nice work.
It was just irritating me. Frankly, it's just not polite. Alright, so I'm just going to step out to the other side of Alarak. So kind of in between Alarak and Wabani, and hope that nothing steps out from underneath my feet to take a swipe at me.
That one isn't turned either. So that corruption corpse picks a bit of flesh and throws it towards you as well, Wabani.
No, he's turned.
He doesn't.
The only one who
turned. It is turned. Yes.
Yep.
There were two that saved. I was just trying to work out which two they were.
No, there was only one that saved.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, Zombie 1 saved. You're right. Sorry, there was two. Zombie 1 saved.
Okay, so Zombie 3 starts to run away. Do you take an attack opportunity, Jace?
Jace thinks back to the incident with the trolls, where he sent one running away and it was attacked by one of his own teammates, and he thinks, "No, I'm not going to do that," and he stays his blade.
Jace has moments of wisdom.
So it runs off down the hallway. Meanwhile, this energy ball attempts to lash out at Alarak, but splashes its acid against its against his loincloth again. Alarak swings his glaive towards the energy ball and calls out to Wabani, "Good work! Maybe we can win this day." That's not what he says, is it?
Of course it is.
But a natural one. He's so distracted with complimenting you, Wabani, that his glaive swing is absolutely wide.
Damn it, Alaric, focus.
Jace, you're up.
Okay, so Jace turns to Zombie 1 and whispers a discordant melody into his ears. Me, 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 mo, mo.
Oh, and it just failed. Are you taking your opportunity attack now?
I will be.
All right, roll your attack.
Woohoo!
Does he stay down?
No. He is. You feel like you've killed him, but he still stands and runs. Good old zombie fortitude.
Okay, Jace is going to take advantage of the momentary reprieve to retreat back to where his compatriots are.
He moves 20. Zombie 1 comes back. Doesn't get to attack, but it seems to start following you, Jace. It's hungering for flesh. It breathes heavily on your neck, going, brains.
It's still unconscious.
Is it? Oh, I'll change that.
Jace offers the zombie a mint.
Feeling my wounds from that last bit of flesh that smacked me in the side of the head, I pop the cork on one of the potions of healing I got, and I take a swig. Oh, fudge.
Oh, wow. Natural 1 on the healing surge roll.
Unlucky.
And after that is done, I will move over here to aid in dealing with this ball of energy. That's all I can do.
So this one runs off into the corner and cowers in the corner. The other corruption corpse moves a little bit, shuffle, but continues to target Wabani. But this one flies wide and is another wet slap against the wall.
Phew.
Riki, you're up.
So all the zombies are still turned, right? Except for zombie 1.
Most of them are, yeah.
Of course, Riki. I've taken care of business. We just need to walk over there and...
Well, magic missile, I do. Okay. So first I target the medium green energy ball.
What level are you casting it at?
Just at level 2.
Okay, so you get one
it's
more
dead,
ball.
so I get one more ball.
Okay, one moment.
Stay down. Stay down.
No, it remains standing. Due to, unfortunately, the energy ball, the magic missile doing so low damage.
Oh, no need to insult my precious, precious last magic missile. Jeez, DM.
Precious lug nuts.
Wabani, maybe some holy fire would help put these zombies down for good.
Don't tell me what to do, intern. I know what I'm doing. The fog cloud was
tell that to the
super
fog
effective.
cloud.
Did you see how blind they were?
Just as blind as we were.
No. We had them on the run.
Alarak attempts to finish off that zombie that's nearby. He's been having terrible luck. Oh, he gets a crit. That'll kill it, because crits automatically kill it. You just roll damage anyway. So he sends his glaive downwards and cleaves it in twain. And looks to Wabani saying, "That's how you do it," and then he charges forward towards the corruption corpse nearby. Jace, you're up.
Okay, so Jace is going to have a crack at the corruption corpse. Yeah, he'll close the distance and have at him with his rapier. Actually, no. He'll cast another Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
At level 2. Oh no!
It succeeds. So just half damage.
Yes, indeed. Okay, and that's all his action he can take.
Well, Barney, you're up.
I will send Sacred Flame at that corruption corpse.
Burn it with fire. It succeeds. This is one nimble little corruption corpse.
And still, with nothing but confidence, I sway over beside Riki, and I'm like, I give her the thumb. Hey.
Hey.
And I give you a healing word.
Oh, thank you.
Ah, bugger. Man, it's rolling like shit. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
Proud of myself with that one. I did really good. You look really hale.
I feel robust.
Okay, so the arcane offshoots around the summoning circle start to spark and flare a little bit more now, and shimmering into existence is another one of those chillborn zombies, and it starts to stagger towards you.
So wait, I didn't destroy those with the fireball?
You destroyed the cultists who were using the summoning circle, but it still seems to be running.
Hey, guys, I've got an idea. Let's not destroy the summoning circle. We'll create a massive avalanche right at the door, and eventually the room will be so full of those frickin' automatically summoned zombies that they will all crush each other to death.
I like it.
Is there an exit?
And we'll all get XP for it.
Wait, that makes a lot of sense. I think I understand.
How many zombies do you reckon you can fit in this space?
Well, they just keep on arriving, and then they just automatically die as they arrive. It'd be brilliant.
We'd be level like 20
easily.
Anyway, Riki, what are you doing? Apart from planning your level 20 party.
Oh well, look. So Chillborn Zombie and Corruption Corpse 2 are there, but they're pretty hard to target. In a so you've got about 95 feet. I'm just looking at the, just considering my options. I might end up attacking the turned zombies. Although, you know what? How fast can I move? Again, not that fast. Oh, what did I just do to my map? Hang on.
I think your other idea was brilliant. I'm all for it. Let's go.
All right.
So you can do it from where you are.
So I have a look from a distance and see if I can spot how I could possibly deactivate that magic summoning circle.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Now that's a 12 plus 8 for a 20.
Okay, so you haven't had much experience with these sorts of summoning circles, but from your readings in the past, you have a feeling that this one was disrupted mid-summons, and it'll probably die out after a while, but you're not sure how long it'll take. And meanwhile, it seems to be bringing in creatures at random.
But I don't know how to deactivate it?
You could probably use something like Dispel Magic to deactivate it, if you know that.
I don't think but I can't cast like a magic missile on those lights at the corners to destroy them?
No, that won't work.
Oh, well, that's a bit useless. Alright. I don't have any Dispel Magic spells or anything like that. So how much time did that take?
Let's run for the wall.
Yeah.
The funny wall.
Yay! How much time did that take to examine that spell and have a bit of a think about things?
That would normally take an action.
So I really can't do anything else this turn. Alright. So I just will walk... Oh no, I don't. I stay completely where I am. I say, guys, it's going to burn itself out eventually. Just hang in there.
I shout, Riki, head for the wall. Maybe there's a secret room.
What, the magic death wall? Yeah, maybe not quite now.
Okay, Alarak takes first some damage from the Chillborn Zombie. And then he tries to finish off this corruption corpse. Although he realizes that the aura around the corruption corpse number 2 is fetid, and he's struggling to hit with it. It's got a smaller aura that makes it harder to hit things in melee. But he does his best. And he hits. Okay, and he slashes down and kills it. So with his glaive, he swings around and clips it in the side, and it collapses to the ground. Then he moves up towards the Chillborn zombie and looks to Jason and says, "Get back! What are you doing, you fool?"
I was trying to help. Okay, Jace really doesn't want to be right next to the Chillborn zombie.
And just as a reminder, you take 6 damage from it.
Okay, Jace is going to have another crack with his Dissonant Whispers, this time at level 3.
Oh, another success.
Curses. And then Jason's going to run away.
Okay, so you're provoking?
Yes.
Alright. It lashes out at you and hits you in the back. You feel its cool touch, but you manage to get away. Wabani, you're up.
Seeing that Jace is looking like he's still in better shape than me, I stay put. I look to the north at that funny wall. I send a sacred flame towards the chill zombie. Cross my fingers. Come on, Donnaroo. Let's make it work. Fudge. Oh wait, no, that worked.
That was a success.
Except I
As
hit
in,
myself
it was
too.
a good hit.
All right. Burn. Okay, and I move further up here. Although I can't see very well. Because I can't see very well without my torch, so I'll stay there.
Okay. Meanwhile, Chillborn Zombie moves up to Alarak and tries to hit him. But fails miserably. Ricky, you're up.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure Alarak's got a handle on that Chillborn zombie. So I make my way up towards that wall and also have a look at it to see if I can work out what's going on. So is that an Arcana or an investigation check?
So, are you moving up towards the wall, did you say?
Yes.
That'll be an investigation check. And that'll be an action. Okay, so the you see the wall as an illusion, and before you, it's still there, but it fades away somewhat, and you can look inside the room. It seems to be empty at this stage. It looks like there's a couple of corpses on the ground.
Oh, I think I can see where this is going. Okay.
Okay, that one is turned. All these turned zombies. Alright, Alarak. He takes a bit of aura damage. He slashes down with his weapon. And hits.
Is Alarak going to heal himself?
And then he wipes his brow, taking his second wind action. And healing energy. He stands still, and it looks like he's reinvigorated. Jace, you're up.
Okay. Third time's the charm. Gonna try Dissonant Whispers again. Again at level 3.
Okay. Success, as in the failure.
Ha ha ha.
It starts to run away, but doesn't get very far and collapses to the ground. Its head explodes like an overripe watermelon hitting the ground.
Lovely. Okay, what are we going to do about these ones that were Barney turned?
We need to take care of them. They won't stay turned forever.
Jace takes a few steps in that direction.
Wabani.
I too will go much closer. That's as far as I can go. Yep, 40 feet. And just outside of my range. Not this time. I'll get him next time. Riki, what's in that room?
Nothing moving, but I think we shouldn't wander around there without our guard up somewhat.
Okay. As you guys are standing there, the circle seems to start to splutter and flash again, like it's something else, and a somewhat translucent image of a large winged creature sort of appears suddenly and then sort of disappears again, and you hear a distant roar coming from it. This creature is gargantuan in size. Actually, no, it's huge in size, and it looks similar to that dragon you fought when you were working with the elves, but its form is decrepit and it's partially skeletal. You notice that Alarak is looking on with a mixture of fascination and horror at this thing. It seems to be trying to break through.
Ricky, if there's anything we could do to shut this down, now's probably a good time.
No, I can't really think of anything unless you've got a dispel magic. I don't think that I can't use shatter or something on it, can I?
Could possibly use shatter on the ceiling to cover it full of rock, or maybe seal the entrance.
Try.
So
What's the chance that that scroll you picked up is just what we need?
No, I can't use shatter, unfortunately. Hang on a sec. What have I just done? Alright, so I can't use shatter. So there really isn't anything that I can do, unfortunately.
There was a fine scroll you picked up. Maybe it's closed magic circle.
Alarak looks at you guys discussing this. Look, I'll give you a bit of time to get away. I'll try and hold it back as much as I can.
When you said that he looked at it with interest, I mean, was there anything discerning in his look, like recognition or something?
Make a insight check.
That there is a 27.
With a natural 20 to boot. Yes, you certainly get the feeling that he knows what he's seeing.
Did it have a beard?
What? The horrible dragon creature? No.
Yeah.
No, it did not.
And I look back, I'm like, Alarak seems to know this thing. I trust him.
Okay, well, we're all getting out of here. Now might be a good time to run for it.
Let's take shelter in that room.
But how long are we going to be sheltering for? I mean, are we all going to run for it, or what's happening?
Yeah, maybe before Alarak tries too many feats of bravery, we could try bringing down the entrance to this cave with your shadow spell, Riki.
No. Remember, I don't have the shadow spell. I thought I had it, but I don't actually have it.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't have it memorized. She's got the spell, but it's not memorized. As you're doing this, Alarak races up towards the circle and stands there ready, holding his glaive and holding his action to swipe it if it appears again. Jace, what are you doing?
Jace starts beating a hasty retreat and says, Alarak, don't be a damn fool. We can all get out of here.
And Alarak turns back and goes, yes, we could, but you won't. You need the time to get out. Listen, this is why I'm here. Trust me.
He's turned noble all of a sudden.
So noble.
What are you
does
doing,
seem that way.
Alarak? Wake up to yourself, mate. Come on.
All right.
Barney, what are you doing? Your friend of a few years seems to have had something go over him.
Man, if I only had some more mushrooms. Well, good luck. Good on you there, Alarak. All the best. You take care of it, and I'll see you on the flip side of this cave. And I grab my torch as I head.
Okay, so you guys beat a hasty retreat. There is one zombie that you scared off that's continually running down the hallway. You catch up to it and cut it down as you pass. As you're doing this, you hear echoes of roars and such down the hallway, and clashes of steel that begin to fade away as you beat the entrance, and the ground sort of shakes beneath your feet. But you see no sign of Alarak as you reach the entrance to this cave system. What do you want to do now?
Let's wait. He'll be here. Don't worry.
Can I
He's got a plan.
Can I get everyone to make a perception check?
It's 16 for me.
That's a 14.
Okay, so Wabani hears that the fighting seems to have stopped, and then all of a sudden the ground shakes, a monumental shake, and the cave entrance, or the deep hole that you look down, begins to collapse in on itself.
I shout, Alarak! And I start heading deep back towards where we left him.
Jace.
What? If you're at the entrance, that's basically a deep shaft down into the cave.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you're going down the cave shaft.
Jace grabs Wabani and says, Wabani, it's too late.
It can't be too late. I mean, it's Alarak. There's got to be time. He's coming.
Well, then let's wait up here for a little bit longer. And Jace takes out his flask, the one with the good stuff in it, and he pours a shot down the shaft and has a belt and passes the flask to Wabani.
As this is going on, another boom goes off, and the cave entrance, or the shaft down, begins to collapse in earnest, and you have to step back, otherwise you would be slipping down into the larger hole that's beginning to form.
Guys, as much as this is a really nice moment, and a really important one, perhaps we can have it outside the caves?
Reluctantly, I follow, not wanting to die. I downed the flask that Jace provided, rubbing tears from my eyes, and Alarak?
After about a minute or so, the tremors subside, and there's only quiet. The cave entrance has been destroyed. You could try your luck at clearing it. It would take you a while, though.
I just look dumbstruck.
Have faith, Wabani. If he's meant to get back to you one day, he'll get back to you somehow.
But he doesn't believe in Donaru. She won't save those who don't believe in her.
Well, maybe that's her choice. Maybe you can work on your faith to let her do what she thinks is right.
I kind of still stand over the collapsed shaft and just look dumbstruck.
Jace puts a comforting hand on Wabani's shoulder.
What do we do? He's He's my dodgy brother.
He was our dodgy brother.
I mean, we can't be solution architects with an S anymore. But Alarak? And I just kind of at that moment I'm not going to stay put, but I'll be very compliant.
I think Riki also takes his other arm and pats him on the shoulder, and then little Bindi scuttles over to his other shoulder and pats him on the ear and sort of snuggles in.
Let's head back to that cave where we spent the night. We can lick our wounds, hold awake, and head back to town in the morning.
He's not dead, Jace. He's alive. He's alive. I know it.
Okay, Wabani. Let's go to the cave anyway, hey?
Yeah, I just follow behind them and kind of take a glance every once in a while at Bindi to make sure that Bindi's not going to poop on my shoulder again.
No, Bindi makes sure to make a point of leaning out over the edge of his shoulder this time.
Okay, so you make your way towards the other cave entrance, and you bed down. It's a afternoon sun that greets you as you've exited from where you were, and there's nothing around that seems to disturb you as you work your way through the normal routine of setting up camp.
I don't even help set up. I just kind of sit on a rock dejectedly, looking back.
Jace begins to play a heroic ballad about that he knows about a legendary hero who fought a dragon.
Riki looks into her special book of special words and comes up with the special words that Alarak had helped to invent over the weeks that they'd been together.
I keep repeating the words that she says while I start sucking on the wine skin that Shifty Pete I bought from Shifty Pete.
We all tell stories about the time that we had fun beating up circus folk trying to find the singer that was dead anyway.
Okay. And with that, you tell the tales that ring true about you and your relationship with Alarak. And with that, I think we might move on to a break for now, and we'll come back in about 7 minutes, I believe. You are listening to ADlibnd. Now let's get back to the adventure. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for coming back after the break. We have just finished the combat down in the cave system, and the remaining party members are trying to work out what to do and what happened to Alarak. So I'll hand it over to you guys.
Have we slept for the night, or it's still evening?
It's still evening. You're preparing for a full night's rest, if that's your plan.
Yeah, that's certainly Jace's plan.
Yep. Alarm is a level 1 spell, but I have no level 1 slots left. Can I cast it as a level 2 spell?
You can cast as a ritual.
Oh, I cast it as a ritual. I lie some silver wire around the perimeter, and I look over to Wabani and I say, just in case Alarak comes back, so we'll know.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't know whether Dagobert's there at the moment. I think we might have to move on without Dagobert at this point in time.
Okay. And Jace does his best to pay tribute to Alarak through his music and to comfort Wabani, who's clearly very distraught.
I think he's actually drunk himself into a stupor. He's fallen asleep in the corner.
It does seem that way.
So, Riki volunteers. I know she has set alarm as a ritual, but she also volunteers to take first watch. Oh, and I mentioned that little Bindi was swaying and clapping and dancing along to Jace's tribute songs as well. She thought they were brilliant. Nothing can quite dance like a squirrel with a bushy tail.
It's quite the talent.
That's great. Okay, I guess it looks like Jace and Riki are sharing the watch between the two of us.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, this taking you back, but I don't think Wabani's going to be in his state to
No.
conduct a watch.
No.
Okay, so the night goes by uneventfully, and at one point you guys nod off, but the alarm triggering doesn't go off, and you manage to heal from your wounds and recover your resources.
Look, Wabani, look. Alarak is still in the combat tracker. We have hope.
He's full health. I have a feeling.
Oh no! Wait,
He's
what?
disappeared.
Alarak, they're even more distant.
He turned evil and
He
then
turned
he disappeared.
hostile.
Oh,
Wait.
this
what
is
a minute.
bad.
Actually, that's it's not evil. That's neutral.
Well, neutral is hostile to his friends.
That's right. As the morning arrives, I'm kind of sitting there, and when I see my companions waking up, I'm like, Riki, Jace, I didn't sleep, but I have an idea. You know, if Alarak died, I think I must continue and search for his fiancée. She needs to know. And if our mission is to still find whoever this fellow is of yours, the brother of Cordwin, whatever the hell the brown dude, let's find him, because down there you said there's more of Alarak's people.
Sorry, out of character. Do it. I don't remember Jace saying that, but is that something Jace knows to be true? DM?
That you would know about Alarak's people.
Yes, being down south.
Make a history check. So that's a roll of 19. It's difficult to say the heritage of Alarak per se. He has a mixture. It seems to a mixture of half orc certainly, and also what seems to be the presence of a little bit of a tiefling. It seems, but in the conversations you've had with him, Wabani, he speaks of a land that is hot and dry, which is nothing like where you guys are at the moment. And if you mention that to Jace, Jace would not be able to recall anywhere where that sort of land exists here.
No, I recognize, Jace, that it might not be where his people are, because and I tell him a little bit about what I do know, but you've seen folks of the orcish nature, and I would suppose that Alarak's people would be known to them.
Well, let's go find out, hey?
I will support you in whatever you need to do with this, Bhavani.
So, you know, the whole business about Al's beer, Moldano, and the caravan fella that I can't remember his name of right now. I'm not sure if I'm interested in this anymore.
How about we think about it on our journey back to town? Because don't we have a whole load of poisoned people to save?
Well, I guess Donaru would probably prefer if I did that, but,
Yeah.
I mean, my wineskin is kind of empty, and it does tend to dull the feelings, and I'd rather not feel right now. So, okay. And mysteriously, I feel more powerful. And I feel that I probably have an idea of how to make beer.
That's amazing.
It's like the Donaru has shined her light on you for all that drinking you've done.
Usually drinking confers less knowledge, not more.
Well, you see, Donna is something else. She does well with the liquids. And
Fascinating.
Isn't beer just water isn't it mostly just water?
And you don't buy it, you only ever hire it.
Well, I mean, your words have sense. I imagine that's something that you've got in your book, I guess, but I think I've got a calling.
To travel as a beer merchant.
Hells no. But that makes a little bit of sense too.
You would never run out?
Well, I need to get me buy myself some supplies in order to do it justice.
I tell you what, once we track down those and make sure that people aren't using those poison barrels to make beer, I dare say there'll be a whole load of beer breweries who owe you a solid favor. So they can help you start your career, I guess.
I checked my backpack thinking that maybe for some Donaru left a gift and gave me Alarak's beard or something.
Alarak's beard? No,
Yeah.
you don't find anything like that.
Bugger.
I checked my backpack for Alarak's comb.
You don't find that either.
Praised.
Nothing that was on Alarak's person is with you at this stage.
Well, tarnations. I really thought there for a minute. I thought it felt like a calling or something like that. But do any of you guys remember where the hell we're supposed to go or how to get back?
Yes, we need to go back to that town first up where the Elder Wendigo died, don't we?
Yeah, his daughter and her strange funeral rites.
The Wendigo family who weren't really Wendigos. Deeply disappointing.
I still don't know what that is, but...
Oh, there's some sand on the floor of the cave, isn't there?
There can be, yes.
I try and sketch one in the dirt.
Make a dexterity check. It's crude but passable. There's a torso, a head, some fangs.
Little Bendy just mimes something with massive teeth and tries to growl.
It's very cute.
I scowl a bit and kind of like, I mean, that's similar to some of the things that Lucy draws. I suppose that's supposed to be a beast, I think, right? Skinny?
Hungry and terrifying. Much like
well, that
Lucy.
Didn't look like Wendy and the Elder at all.
No. Fortunately, no. Hence our confusion.
Okay, shall we head back to town?
Definitely. And let's avoid any actual Wendigos.
The non-surname kind. Okay, so you head back to town. It's thankfully make whoever's leading the charge, can they make a survival check, please, to make sure you don't lose yourself in the woods.
Well, Barney.
Oh, I'm not leading. I have no idea where to go. I'm depending on one of you guys. Alarak was the guy who knew how to track.
Can we help each other?
If you have a knowledge in tracking,
worth asking.
Jace
nice.
Picks a direction and launches off confidently.
And it is that uncanny confidence that directs you the way you should go. And before long, you pick up on some game trails that you remember from your passage out to the east in these hills. And before long, it's probably evening time, you come across some spreaded farmlands, and you find yourself probably on the outskirts of Alvis. It'd be probably another half a day's travel to actually get to the town itself.
Guess we make camp here and head into town in the morning.
Sounds good.
I think we should probably move quickly. Why waste another night?
Take half a day's travel. We'll arrive in town in the middle of the night. Everyone will be asleep. We'll be exhausted by the time we make town.
Have we seen any sign of Dan on the way back?
Well, Dan got a decent head start. So he would, if he was making a beeline for Alvis, he'd be there by now, since you've already had a day's rest after the encounter.
Okay, so we don't need to bolt. Everybody in the town should be aware of the poisoning. So perhaps we should rest and get there tomorrow.
Well, if you feel so.
Okay, so you look around, you find an old barn that seems to be decrepit. It's got vines growing out of it, but it looks to be dry and relatively stable inside, if you want to use that as a place to rest for the night.
Yes, please. From my perspective, and if we decide to rest there, I'm going to go around setting alarm very carefully.
It's very unlikely that any Wendigos will find you in the barn.
I'm feeling like really exhausted because I didn't sleep the previous night, so I just pass out.
Okay.
Before turning in for the night, Chase is going to cast clairvoyance and see if he can get any insights to what his Mr. Brown is up to.
Let me have a look at the spell. So this is Cordwin Brown you're talking about?
No, not Cordwin Brown, no.
Of course.
Just Mr. Brown.
I've forgotten his first name for the moment. Hang on.
I think it was Mr. Brown. The one that was on the note.
No, the one who killed.
Your nemesis.
My nemesis.
So, sorry, what was the spell again?
Clairvoyance. I linked it in the party chat. Fantia Brown.
Fantia Brown, yes. Okay. So as the sensor comes into being, are you looking or listening?
Looking to begin with.
Okay. So the sensor.
So I'm going to go for Fantia's home, assuming it's familiar to Jace from earlier.
Okay. So the image of the home that you remember from your past comes to view, and it seems to be a bit darker there, and you don't see any sign of movement at the moment. It appears in the dining room, and there's no movement and no lights on at this point in time.
Okay, so it's the early evening right now, so it's the sort of time of day when I'd normally expect there'd be activity in the room, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, alright, thank you.
Okay, so the night passes and it's another uneventful night. No hidden wendigos to scare you off. And with that, you head out the next morning, and the going is much easier because it's a more clear path that the farmers use. And by about mid-morning, you find yourself in the town of Alvis. Who you're looking out for? Actually, as soon as you arrive, there is one of the militia that seems to be keeping an eye out for you guys arriving. And as soon as they see you, he races up to you, and you realize it's Dan. And he looks and goes, "Oh, you made it! Excellent. Where's Alaric?"
Alaric, he didn't make it.
What is he coming later? Is he hiding your tracks?
I step up in front of Dan and I'm like, we will not talk about Alaric.
What? Oh, okay. Well, I talked to Wendy. He sort of steps back from you, Wabani, and looks to Jason and goes, yes, I spoke to Wendy, and they managed to stop Carl and the rest of the... Wabani, stop looking at me, please. Yes, they stopped the Carl and the rest of his merchants from leaving for Medano. They cleared the barrels that were destined for Medano, but she's got some bad news. I think this isn't the first shipment that may be contaminated, but it might be. Wabani, stop staring at me, please.
No. Look. You know what? To hell with it. And I turn and I spin and I head towards the that inn tavern that we'd stayed at. With the guy with the funny accent.
Oh dear, I have to try and remember that now. Yes, I can't remember the name of the tavern. I'll have to look that up. But yes, I think I know the accent.
If all else fails, just try for Swedish.
Okay.
So Dan, what's the plan? How are you gonna catch the other shipments?
Well, she didn't say tell me what was going to happen, but it might be best if you talk to her instead.
Okay, lead the way then.
Okay. Is Wabani okay?
He will be.
Yes.
All right.
I start gesturing sort of subtly, like for him to stop asking questions.
It totally goes over his head. All right. So Dan leads you to the tavern that you frequented last time, the only tavern within Alvis, and you find in the common room. You would have been ahead, Wabani, so you would have gone into the tavern already.
Yep, I'm already staring down Harold. Just keep him coming, Harold. Keep him coming.
Of course.
And I'm just ordering the cheap shit.
So he sort of just looks at you quietly and then pours another one. You notice that Wendy is sitting off to the side, looks a bit curious at Wabani, but is otherwise waiting for Dan to return. And then she sees the rest of the party and looks curiously at Jason, Riki, but doesn't say anything and goes, "Oh, you're back. Excellent. Did Dan fill you in on what happened?"
He did. He said a shipment of the poison beer got away.
Well, they've been shipping that for probably the last 2 or 3 months, and we stopped the latest shipment. But look, Carl said he has sent a recent shipment up to Medania probably about a month ago, but that was exclusively for a dwarf, some Brenton character, I think he said, who was going to take it east. So that might be your best bet to stop it from spreading. It has also headed to the west into our capital city in Sanctos, but we haven't heard anything from that, and that's been a few months. I think we would have heard something by now.
Okay. And I walk up to her and I say, "Wendy, whatever you were going to reward us for this task, you should know that this mission has cost us greatly."
So I gather. You lost a comrade, did you?
Alarak, Alarak died great bravery. He threw himself in the path of danger to protect us and to protect you all.
Just at that moment, Dan goes, "Alarak died! Oh my God!" And Wendy looks at him and goes, "Shh, no, that's enough, Dan. I think you've done enough." And he goes quiet.
You guys can hear a glass breaking at the counter behind.
Right. Well, I suggest you probably speak with Carl. He is just dealing with some other merchants. I think he's shipping something else to Medania instead of the tainted beer. And I think Gordon is pottering around upstairs and is not causing any trouble at the moment, but he might be happy to know that you guys have returned.
Sorry, which one was Gordon?
Gordon was the doofus that we brought with us.
The tag along.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
He took care of our pig named. What did we name him? Something the Swine.
Frederick von Swine.
Yeah, Frederick von Swine.
Is Frederick von Swine still with us? As in, like, alive and being looked after?
Yeah, Gordon. That was Gordon's job. I threatened Gordon if he didn't do it.
I want to know. I want to know what the outcome was.
You hear Harold often as you ask this, Riki, you hear Harold goes, "Yes, that stupid pig is still alive. God, it eats."
Okay.
The pig will always have a place with us. In our hearts or in our bellies, I'm not sure.
I'll head over to where Riki and Jace are talking with Wendy, and I'll have like a bottle, whatever I bought from, I don't know, I would have paid Harold whatever, and I'm filling up my wineskin.
Okay. So he just take a couple of silver out of your inventory. That should be enough for all the cheap stuff that you've been buying.
So what did Wendy promise us for taking care of the business in the cave?
Let me just check. I think it was probably about 100 gold each, I believe.
1,000?
No.
100,000.
Well, that is good.
I can't remember. I'd have to double check the conversations, but from memory, it was about 100 gold each.
Okay.
As I'm filling up my wineskin, I'll be like, so Ricky, are we heading south here?
Well, I think we should, but I think we might have one last thing to tie up, and that's finding that dwarf Brenton.
Who the hell is Brenton?
The fellow who took the beer east.
East from Medania. We'd have to head all the way back where we came. Surely the constabulary can take care of this. And Jason gives Wendy a pointed look.
Shall we ask if Wendy has some way to send a message faster than we could ever travel?
Wendy looks towards Riki and says, well, look, we're in a different duchy here. We're in...
yes, but you communicate with each other.
To a certain extent, but I don't have any authority over the garrison in Medania.
You don't have to have authority to inform them of poisoned beer. I'm fairly certain you could spring for a fast courier of some kind.
Well, I could if I have the money currently cleared me out.
Well,
I
hell,
don't believe that for us. That's an inside of 17.
She is, from what you can tell, she's not hiding any falsehoods. She's telling the truth and seems a little annoyed.
Well, how much money would you need to send a courier?
Probably about 5 gold, I suspect.
Well, here, I slam down 5 gold and another 5. Make sure they get there and make sure they do the job.
Okay. I will send my fastest courier, and they should get there in about 2 days. So you're heading south then? Is that so?
That's the plan. Sanctus?
Well, Sanctus is to the west. That's the capital city. A few of those beer fillers were sent there a few months ago. The most recent batch was sent north to Medania in about a month ago, and then was heading east.
Pontevino is where we're going. Yeah.
Pontevino is where you're going to go. Track down your nemesis and destroy him. So that's south.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, we're off to Pontevino. If you know of a caravan heading in that direction, we'd appreciate.
And even if you don't, we'll walk. I'm sure that damn Frederick is big enough that he could pull a wagon.
Gordon certainly is.
I do not know of any travel south by caravans. It's a bit more of a dauntless trek down south. The next town is probably about 7 days travel by horse. I would suggest that you buy some horses before you go. Otherwise, it'll take you a long time.
If that's what must be, that's what must be.
So that's your plan, is to head south, is it?
It is. I sense disapproval in your tone.
No. I just there was a few things going about, so I wanted to get a clarification of exactly what you're doing.
Well, look, we solved a bit of a mystery behind your father. We found some cultists out in that cave that was in your father's secret book, and they were summoning things, and they're the ones who were responsible for poisoning the alcohol, the Al's beer filler concentrate. So look, we provided you with that information, and we lost one of we're back, and I don't think I want to continue with this story. I want to go south.
And that is well within your means to do so, and I do not question where you guys go. I just wanted to know where you were, possibly, if I could get some aid in the future if it's needed. But if south it is, then south you shall go.
The cave that they were using is no more. It's gone.
Is that so? That is, and how did that happen?
I turn. I don't answer. I walk back towards Harold.
I see. Well, I will leave that there. Okay. And she sort of digs around and pulls out a small pile of gold and says, or a small bag that you can hear the coins chinking inside, and goes, "This is the promised gold that we agreed upon. It was to be 400 gold amongst you four, but I think you might be able to distribute it evenly amongst you three." And she passes it over to you, Riki.
Say thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Wendy.
It's okay. It's hard losing someone. I know all too well what loss can be like when you run the head of militia. But let's hope it's a rare occurrence.
Of course you do, Wendy. Your own recent loss is, I'm sure, still weighing heavily on you.
What, my father? Oh, he was a fool, and I never had much time for him. It looked like he got what he deserved in the end.
While they're
that took
talking
a
about
dark turn.
Well, no, she already indicated last time, but it's been a while that she had much love for her father. He was a bit of a fool.
Because he was turning to the dark arts. He was
Pretty
Slytherin.
much, yeah.
Total
Meanwhile,
House Slytherin.
Dan walks up to you, Wabani, and sort of attempts to put an arm around your shoulder and goes, "Are you okay, Wabani? Did you want to talk?"
I shake his arm off and I look at Harold and I'm like, "Harold, do you have horses in that stable of yours?"
Yes, but they have owners. If you want another horse, I suspect you might need to buy one from the local horsesmith. Horsesmith, whatever it is. What's the equivalent of someone who sells horses?
Well,
I know.
Fair, I think
the farriers looks after the horseshoes.
Australia?
Farriers is the horseshoes. Because, a wagon right would be, because I think that's what we'd want, is a wagon, wouldn't we?
Stable master? No.
Stable master sounds good, yeah.
Sure.
We'll go with that.
Stable master. Yes, what might be this fellow's name, and where might I find him? Because I find myself in need of horse and a wagon.
Well, the stable master's name is Gronk Helfen. You'll find him to the south of Elvis. Just follow your nose. You will smell the horse poo from a mile away.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'll turn and I'll head back to Jason and Riki, and just completely ignoring Dan. And I think there's a fellow named Gronk south of Elvis who could probably sell us horse and wagon.
Okay. Jason to Wendy and says, where would we buy provisions before we leave town? And is there someone that might be interested in purchasing some armor off us?
As to armor, I'm not sure. There's not outside of the militia, which we don't really have the money to purchase any armor at the moment. I don't think you'll find many interested buyers. but you will probably like Harold could probably help with sourcing some suppliers before you head south.
Okay. Thank you, Wendy.
That's okay.
Atua, are you going to be distributing that gold through the party sheet, or do we add it in ourselves?
I'll just add it in yourself. So it's should be 133
33.
gold and 3 silver.
Okay. Top. Okay, so Jace goes to Harold and gets him to refill his flask that Wabani drained with his best brandy. It might buy a couple of weeks' worth of rations as well.
Yeah. Couple of weeks, so that would be...
That's probably about a couple of weeks is about 14 gold. How many?
So 5 silver each, so 7 gold, I guess.
Is there anybody in town who crafts?
What kind of crafts are you looking for?
Somebody who might craft jewelry or small precious objects.
This town's probably a bit too small for it. You know, in Medano, there's 1 or 2 jewelers there, but it's a smallish city, whereas this is just a small village, so unlikely.
Okay.
So you can pick up rations. Harold is happy to provide you with whatever rations or most of the things from the player's handbook that you need outside of healing potions.
Would he happen to have brewer's supplies?
Yeah, he's got an old second-hand set of brewer's supplies that he's happy to sell to you for half price.
Oh, cool. So
it's missing a few things, but it could get you by.
Cool.
Jace asks whether we need to take a week's worth of water with us to for the trip, or whether we can forage on the way.
Well, it's who you asking? Harold, Wendy?
Wendy.
Okay. Wendy is looking like she's about to pack up and leave when you approach her, and she goes, "Well, it's probably best if you do buy some water. There are some natural creeks and rivers to the south, but unless you are an expert at survival, it will be difficult to find a sufficient amount without possibly getting into trouble or working your way off the main road."
Okay.
And Gronk has wagons and barrels and whatnot, so we could provision up and put things inside that. I asked Wendy.
Gronk, I don't think, has barrels. He sells horses and wagons, but I'm sure Harold would have some empty barrels in the back.
Okay. So, Harold, do you happen to have some barrels as well that you no longer need that would hold water?
For the sake of brevity, you're able to source whatever barrels you need. Like if you need a few barrels, you can buy some. I think they're in the player's handbook, aren't they?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Yep, 2 gold.
2 gold.
So
you can get however many barrels you need and fill it up at the local well, so it won't cost you anything.
So should we just do that then? Like, take the price of, I don't know. Do we buy just a couple of horses in the wagon, guys?
Yep, that sounds like a plan.
Because then we could all just ride in a wagon and we wouldn't need 3 horses.
So you're just getting draft horses?
Yeah. Well, no, draft horses, no, shit. A draft horse is a huge workhorse. They would just be, no.
Riding horses?
I guess it depends on what you qualify, whether or not you want draft horses to be pulling a wagon or whether or not you're happy with riding horses pulling a wagon.
Oh, you can. There'll be either, and he'd be able to provide a wagon to suit. So, like a riding horse is 75 gold, a draft horse is 50 gold.
Oh, well, shit.
And a wagon is 35 gold.
Let's choose the cheaper option.
A donkey is 8 gold.
a cart is 15 gold. What Jace wants to buy a riding horse, but why don't we get a couple of donkeys, and we can just get the donkeys to carry a couple of barrels each and some other supplies.
Well, because if we just get donkeys, then we're walking. You can't ride on a donkey.
I was going to get a horse.
So what? You just want to ride the horse?
Yeah, that was what Wendy suggested. I think that I think it's high time that we got ourselves a mount befitting our stature.
Well, my stature's kind of small, so I could probably ride a donkey.
At least
I thought you were riding Frederick. I mean, you already rode Frederick one time.
Yeah, but who's Frederick? Who's going to carry Frederick? He's a swine of importance these days.
Well, to be honest, I would think that he's bacon at some point.
Yeah, you don't want tough bacon, though, do you?
He's a young male pig.
Oh, if he's a young male pig, has he been he might not make good pork unless he's had certain parts removed.
I mean, I've heard that being done to cows. I didn't think they did that to pigs too. Do they do that? I just know that female pigs is just nothing but grease. Anyway, look, you guys think we should buy horses? Like riding horses?
I think so.
I mean, that's like, you do know that's like pain in the ass. A wagon is so much more comfortable on the ass.
Well, if we get a wagon, we need someone to drive the wagon.
But if you get a horse, you need like saddles and saddlebags, and they eat more.
Well, what I'm saying is I could get a horse, and we could also get a wagon, and you could drive the wagon, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, I'm happy to... I can buy a cart. I'm happy to buy carts and horses.
Okay, well, how about this? I'll buy a wagon, and I'll buy a draft horse. Because the draft horse will be able to pull the wagon. You can get yourself a riding horse.
And I will get myself a pony.
Yeah, okay.
One that can be friends with Frederick von Swine.
So is Frederick going to be riding in the wagon?
Screw that. Not a chance.
No. I think Frederick will be
how much a big old pork pig
it.
like that would weigh? He's probably like 1,000 pounds.
He would be, yeah. And what are you going to do with Gordon?
He can trot along behind with the pig.
Well, he can ride the pig.
He could ride in the wagon as well, I expect.
Okay, so I put in my inventory a draft horse, a wagon, and a couple of barrels. So that's 50, 85, 80, 89. Can I haggle with Gronk for a better price?
Roll a persuasion check.
Shit, why did I even say that? I forgot that I am just average.
Come on, roll it up.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
There it is. Here comes 20. Oh, 16.
Oh, that's not too bad. 16.
Close enough.
You get 10% off. That's not off the barrels though, because you're getting those from Harold, and he is not happy with the discount.
Okay. So that was 85, 10% off. So $8 off. So 70. So 80. Okay.
Yeah, about 80.5. Yeah. And he looks a bit annoyed.
So, Riki buys herself a little pony and bridle and some feet and a riding saddle and some saddlebags, but not a sled.
What's the riding saddle listed under? I'm having trouble finding it.
Under tack, harnesses, and drawn vehicles.
I'll get a military saddle.
So you're good?
Okay. Yep.
As this is happening, you see Gordon has caught up with you and looks and says, "Hey, look, I've got Frederick. He's still alive. And look, if the troll encounter was anything to go by, I think it'd be better if I was back in Medanio, but I've got something that might be of help to you, and that is I've been doing a potions course back at the university that might be able to help in sourcing some potions for you. Is that okay?
Oh, how do we get the potions?
You come back to Medanio.
Hey.
They'll be there when you come back.
Maybe you can arrange for the potions to be waiting for us when we arrive in Pontevino.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, if you're going to get there quicker, then they might not be there in time. It'll take me days to actually craft them, days to get back to Medanio. I have to source materials, and that'll take gold as well. You're aware.
All right. What potions you're offering, and how many?
Well, I know how to make potions of healing. I haven't needed them until, I was presented with a large troll to run away from. So I could make some of those. I even know a little bit more of a powerful healing potion that I could do. Anything outside of that, I might need gold and time to research.
How many of those potions are you offering there, Gordon?
As much as you can afford.
Afford?
Well, I don't have the materials. I can't source materials without money.
So what is it you're offering us exactly, Gordon?
My time? Isn't that valuable?
So you're offering us all the potions we want at cost?
Yes.
Chase looks to the other.
There's silence, apparently.
Well,
This seems incredibly generous.
I mean, Jace, at the end of the day, I have to say it's your decision. He's kind of responsible for putting us in that shenanigans. I mean, I would rather not... Oh, and I say this, and I say it loudly enough so he hears it. I'd rather not kill him, but it's your choice.
He looks shocked. And wait a sec. And he looks shocked, and then there's a different expression that goes over him. He looks a little bit grumpy at you, Wabani.
Don't make me come over there.
Jace turns to Gordon and says, "Very well, Gordon. You have a deal. We trust that you will keep your word this time."
Oh, definitely. I mean, this sounds like my kind of thing, really, honestly. I was no good at that, like telling people that they should do something and convincing them otherwise. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, Gordon, all the best. Perhaps you can travel back up with Carl.
That was my plan, but I need some money to actually start the crafting.
How much do you need?
Well, how many potions do you need? Like, I can make a healing potion for 25 gold. So
I will have 10.
So you're giving him 250 gold?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know what he looks like, and I'm pretty sure I can track him down.
Ricky, you're quite wealthy.
No, just optimistic.
I mean, I still have some coins hidden away at... And I shut up again because it reminds me once more of Alarak. And I'm like, I wonder if I should tell Lucy.
So Gordon looks to Rick and goes, "Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I will do that. They'll be ready when you're available." And then he looks back to Wabani and Jace, hopefully, or expectantly.
I tell him, look, go to our place of business, talk to Lucy, and indicate to Lucy that she's to provide you with funding for 5 potions. No, even out 4 potions.
What, for yourself?
Yes, for myself. Damn it! What do you think? Not for you.
And not for the pig.
Not for the damn pig. Well,
Wait,
the pig's coming with us because that's potentially food.
Thank God! You hear an audible sigh from Gordon.
I don't know. I mean, it's your pig, Ricky. I mean, to me, I think it is sustenance, but up to you.
It's actually Alarak's pig, from what I can remember.
It is, yes.
I think Alarak would have wanted us to make bacon.
Okay.
But I have some money stashed away in the house, in the Dodgy Brother place, and Lucy probably would be able to figure out where I've got my stuff stashed.
So what? You've got some gold. How much gold do you have stashed there? Do you have?
I've got 51 platinum pieces, and in my inventory you can see a super secret hiding spot at the Dodgy Brothers Solution Architects building at the bottom of my inventory.
Yes.
And inside there is where I kept my supply that I forgot to take with me.
Oh, that Lucy would know well about, and is probably using for her own funds.
Probably. That's why whenever I went back there, I ran instantly to my room to check to see.
Hey, is Alarak likely to have a stash in his room?
No, he carried all of his cash.
Jace turns to Gordon and gives him 25 gold, and he also pulls out the lock of Gordon's hair and and gives Gordon a long look before putting it back safely in a pocket.
He sort of make an intimidation check.
$25.
he shrinks back and takes is afraid to take your money. And he looks to Wabani as the lesser of two evils and go, "Please, keep him away from me."
Shut up, Gordon. I mean, you should be just happy that we're letting you go in return. What you've done was unconscionable. And if you were in the northern tribes, you'd already be dead.
Okay. And he sort of shrinks back and sort of steps back and takes one look at you two and runs off towards Carl.
Did he take the money?
No!
We know we don't exactly want him running for his life forever, right?
Oh, fuck. You know what? I don't need to buy barrels. I forgot. I still have that magic refilling jug. Oh, no, I left it at the Dodgy Brothers, too. Shit.
What?
Remember there was the magical refilling jug from that stupid puzzle room that we were in?
Oh, yeah. Why didn't you bring that? That would have been super useful.
Because I didn't want to carry it in my inventory, so I left it at the Dodgy Brothers' house.
Ah, well, barrels it is, I guess.
Yep. Anyway.
Okay, so he's going to be making 10 potions for Riki and was it 4 for you?
4 for me.
Okay. I'll try and remember that.
I'm putting it into my log here, so everybody has access to that.
And nothing from Jace because Jace scared him too much.
So that means he gets it for free.
We'll see.
Infinity.
Okay. I'm thinking this might be, at this point, it might be a good time to leave it here before you venture south. And we can pick up next week.
Okay. So we've got a draft horse, a wagon, a pony, a riding horse. My draft horse by the name is called Avenida.
I noticed that.
Some barrels. We got some barrels. We bought a bunch of rations. Or I bought a bunch of rations. And I'm down to... I'll just round it down to 45 gold.
I bought some feed as well for my horse.
Oh shit, yeah, feed. Better buy that too.
Okay.
Where is that?
It's under feed.
So it's under F for feed.
Yeah. Tack harness and drawn vehicles is the type. And Wabani, it's alright if I stick my water and feed on your wagon?
Well, I bought the barrel for us. I figure one barrel we fill with water from the town supply, and the other barrel we can just use to store our excess rations.
We'll be on the road for a week before we hit town. I thought a barrel each could be on the safe side.
Well, how big is a barrel?
What kind of terrain are we passing through? Can't the horses graze?
Well, yeah, but it'll take you a longer time to do so.
Okay.
Yeah, you would lose time if you want them to graze.
Okay. Okay. So in the meantime, Bindy's been darting around town through the edge of the forest and things, and she comes scampering right up, sort of politely just brushes Wabani's. Does Wabani wear pants?
I'm wearing the hooded. Oh shit! I didn't even get my stupid stealthy clothes because it was going to take too long before we had to leave. So I'm still wearing the drabby blue. Well, not drabby. The elven clothes, the blue elvish clothes that we got. So it's
Okay.
robes. They're robes.
So little Bindi tugs on the edge of Wabani's robes to get his attention.
Oh, what's up, Bindi?
And Bindi scampers up onto Wabani's shoulder and very carefully and solemnly gives Wabani the most beautiful, simple little white flower straight from the forest.
Ah.
And then just scampers away.
Is it like a carnation?
Oh, more like a lily.
Ah, okay. Bindi's lily in my inventory. Bindi's lily. Thank you, Bindi. And I look at Riki. Why did you do that?
I look at Bindi and I say, well, I think it's her way of letting you know she's sorry.
Ah, well, it's a smart squirrel you got there.
Well, they have family. She knows what it's like to lose people.
Well, if I find a good acorn, I'll make sure I give it to her.
And Bindi whispers in my ear, and I say, and Bindi promises to not poop on you in the future.
Oh, that's astounding. I think that's probably a great thing to hear.
Yes, I think that means she's friends with you.
Very cool. So does this mean that she'll go do some spy missions for us?
No, she's a friend, not a ninja.
You still haven't figured out how to make her, like what those other wizards do, the familiar thing.
No, she's an autonomous individual. She's not a familiar. She's not summoned.
You couldn't do some wizardly magic and make her like a permanent friend forever and ever and ever?
Why couldn't you do that to Gordon?
Gordon? That idiot? That went with Carl?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could make him your familiar somehow. It's just as likely as making Bindi.
What? That's crazy talk.
I think we should just leave it there. Just leave it at a nice simple note, Wabani. Bindi can't be a familiar.
It would be so cool. She could do so many things and you never need to worry. Just need how do you guys do it again? There's that, you gotta burn something or other.
Maybe
anyway.
you can learn it at some point. But sometimes, precious things can be lost.
I don't know. Donru works in mysterious ways, that's for sure, but I've never heard. Well, I don't know. The world's a big place, perhaps.
I'll just throw that out there.
I'm going to have to look that up between now and next time.
That's for Wabani if you wanted to take that spell.
No.
All right.
I can't. Strangely, I got like the handbooks opened up here, and yet when I click on spells, now maybe I just need to unload and reload, I guess. It's strange that the spell button didn't populate. That is so weird.
Have you unlocked the books?
Yeah.
Oh, that is odd. Okay.
Anyway.
I think this might be a good time to leave it. So thank you all for listening. I hope you had a good time. Remember, you can find us on Twitch, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, under ADlibnd, and Discord. See the details of the descriptions below. If you want to vote, come join us on the Filthy Pig server. And thank you all for listening. Goodbye.
Until next week.